Hello guys, and welcome to another exciting video on this channel. In this video I'm going to show you how you can create an interesting text-based designs for t-shirts, for mugs, maybe for stickers in Affinity Designer. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So here I have opened Affinity Designer, and the first thing, of course, you are going to create a new document. So I'm going to create new, and the first thing, that the most important thing while creating a new document is that don't forget to check this box, that is the transparent background. So if you uncheck this, you can see option transparent background, your background will have a white color. And after creating all the design, and once you are at the stage of exporting your design in the form of a PNG document or PNG file, you will not be able to get transparent background for your PNG file. So this is the most important thing, that you should check this transparent background option while if you are going to create the designs for t-shirts and all that, and your design is not going to cover the complete document. And I have selected this 15 by 18 inches, that is the standard size for t-shirts for much of Amazon, and let's create it. Okay, now you can see that the document has this checkered type of background, and it is not you can say easy to work with when you are creating some artwork. So the first thing that you can do, and yeah, you can do it later to is that to use a white background. So the easiest way is to go to rectangle tool and then create a rectangle, and then let's just select a background color for this rectangle, and let's make it complete white. It doesn't necessarily you can use any background for this purpose. Let's just make it complete white, and then we are going to lock this layer so that we do not accidentally move this layer around. So for the purpose of this video, as in these days this documentary on Netflix, Tiger King, is much kind of trending. So let's design a text based on the tiger for pattern, or the design or the artwork on the tigers that you see, the stripes, black and orange colors. So let's start by creating an orange let's be creating an orange rectangle. So we are going to create an orange rectangle. Let's move it, and then we don't want any kind of stroke. Let's fill it with an orange color. So if you do not want to fill it with the plain orange color, you can also select the gradient. You can click the gradient and select it, and then you choose the gradient color. Okay, let's just do it the gradient color. So instead of white, let's make it a little bit kind of yellow, and then orange. We can make a little bit darker orange. So that's fine for now, and we can change it easily. Now you can see that the gradient color is from this you can say from this side left towards the right side, and we can change it easily by selecting this tool that is known as the fill tool. And once you selected the fill tool, you can simply drag it and you can change the direction of the gradient. Now we have created a rectangle. This will serve as a base of that orange skin of the tigers. So let's just let's just lock this layer as well, so that we do not move it accidentally. Now let's create those black stripes. So I have selected this pen tool, and in the fill, let's choose the option of color, and let's make it black. And let's stroke. Okay, yes, we do not want any stroke. So I've selected the black color. Let's just zoom in. You can zoom in by pressing the control key or the command key and that wheel on your mouse. So I'm going to just make random irregular size, you can say that, stripes, but you can see that the stripe is not filled because this fill layer is somehow is not accepting the color that we already selected. So we can just change it and to the black color. Let's make another stripe using the same pen tool, and let's make it let's make it two faces, or whatever you want to call it. So let's go again. We're going to change the color to black. Let's go to again create and these stripes. So you can see that I'm just creating some random stripes. There is nothing much complicated going on in this in this artwork. It's just simple stripes. So I'll see you once I finish these stripes. 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 Once I finish these. So I have finished drawing these stripes, and I can make adjustments in these, just move them around and maybe rotate them a little bit as as you seem right to do it, but it's not really necessary to do if you have done it perfectly the first time. So anyway, we have finished with these stripes, and let's zoom out a bit. And now before I create any kind of text on here, I'm going to group all of these designs that I have created. I have click this I'm going to select this background, triangle background, and you can see the orange triangle, and then press the shift key and then select the top layer, top curve that I have just done, and I'm going to right click and then press group, or you can use this shortcut Control G. So I group all of these this artwork here. Let's hide this for a moment, by checking this box, and what I am going to do here is that I'm going to create an artistic text. So I've selected this artistic text tool, and I'm going to, let's say, what should I type here? Let's say let's type wild, because tigers are wild animals, so why not just type the wild, and let's make it all capital letters. So selecting all the letters, WILD, wild, and then if you are going to resize it, I would just select from the corners, because in this way you will be able to keep the proportions right. If you select from these sides, you are going to mess up the proportions. So do not resize it from the sides, just resize it from the corners. And I'm not going to change the font, I'm just going to make it a little bit bold, so that it's easy to see. So that's the text, and now we have this background layer that is already there. Now we want the text to have these stripes and the orange color, and the easiest way, and this is what I meant to show you in this video, is that you select this group layer, and then as you can see here, this highlighted blue area, if highlighted blue area is in this just below the icon, you are going to create a clipping mask. But if the highlighted blue area is like this one, all the way on this, all the bar is extended, you are not going to create any kind of clipping mask. It is going to move it at the top of the layers, and neither you want to make it in this way. As you can see, this little blue triangle, if you move your cursor here, you will be able to see this little vertical blue triangle. You're not going that's not a good way to do it as well. So what I'm going to do is we are going to move the triangle here in this way, so that it is slightly towards the right of that icon, letter A icon there, you can see, which is the text layer icon. And you can see in the document here that now the text, that's the background that the designer we created, actually appears in the form of text. And then we just leave the cursor, you can say that's what what I mean. So this is where you would like to you would drop your this design layer in this way. And the best thing in this is that you are not limited to this one text. You can still select this text layer and change it to anything else. Let's change it to the word, select this text tool and double click in this text, and then let's change it to beast. And you can see that it is extended to and it has gone beyond this artboard. And now this is the mistake that you can make at this point, is that you would like to resize it, but this problem is that the original design that we created was only up till this point. It was not going beyond that that artboard area, but the text went beyond that document area. And we are going, if we try to resize it, what happens is that the background or the design that we created, that we put it inside this text, is also resized proportionally, and that is not what we want. So in this case, let's undo it. You can go to this layer. You can see these double arrows at the towards top right. If your screen is not if it's for communicator, you might be not you might have this or these options available in this top bar, but on this screen I don't have these options available on this bar. Instead I have this extended arrows icon, and once you click there, you're going to click this option, that is the lock children. So once you click this lock children option, and now if you resize it, your text is resized, but your background, or you can say the children, the child in this layers remains the same. So in this way you can change the text easily, create variations of the design, and put it on these different print on demand products. And this is not the only thing that you are limited to it. You can create different variation. And let me show you another thing. Let's just hide this one, and let's just make unlock this one, and let's make the background dark, because there is another interesting thing that I want to show you here. And we have made the background dark, and let's just lock it, and let's just create some random triangles. Now I'm going to select this pen tool, and instead of creating those smooth corners or nodes or points, I'm going to select this option, that is the polygon, so that we can make perfect cornered shapes. So I'm going to select this one, make random shapes, and then let's fill it with some kind of bright colors, yellow. Let's make another shape, and these are just random shapes that I'm creating, and let's fill it with this. Let's another kind of bright color, maybe this light bluish type, and let's just create another shape, and let's fill it with what do you say, let's fill it with some kind of purplish color. Okay, I will select the stroke. We don't want any stroke, so we'll cancel it, and then let's go to the fill, and then just fill it here. Let's move it aside. That might be, we want to rotate it a bit, and let's create an triangle behind it as well. Let's put it behind all these. You can see that if I put it here, it's going to clip inside this shape, this orange curve shape. But if I'm going to move a little bit higher, that blue area, you can see that is extended all this layer studio panel. And I'm going to change the background. I'm going to make it a little bit let's make it a dark blue, this shade. Okay, I think that's fine. So let's just group these together once again, and once again let's create a text, artistic text, and we're going to put this here, and let's say put the word vibe. I don't know why. Let's just do it, and again I'm going to make it bold. Now you don't you don't have to choose this boring font. You can change the font, but for the purpose of this video and to simplify and save the time, I'm just going to use this font. So I have selected this layer, and I'm going to again put it inside and make it a child of this text layer. Though you can see that it is looking interesting, and I can move that text and put it at a position where it looks good. And because I have this lock layer children check, if I uncheck it, I can move this thing together with the design elements, and at the top at the more suitable position. Now if you are going to make some changes, make something interesting, want to create something, add an additional element, you can still go inside that group and select the pen tool, and then start creating elements, and then changing let's just change the color to uh, maybe slightly red. you know this is, you can still go inside the group and start creating inside that text. You don't have to go create the design elements before putting them in the text. You can still put it inside them. And another interesting thing is that you can change the blend modes of these layers to create some additional testing interesting design. Let's change it to maybe color dodge, and let's change this one to maybe overlay, and maybe this one to change it to another interesting screen, and maybe change this one into something, anything interesting that you might feel like. I think linear light or hard light, something, this one is looking good. And if you want to copy it, simply press select the layer that you want to copy and press Ctrl or Command J, and you'll be able to copy it, and then move it behind the layer, and you can easily change its position and make more interesting design as well. Another thing that you can do, and this is the last thing that I'm going to show in this video, and it is very interesting, is that you can select this layer and you can create a stroke outside of this text layer. So you can select this stroke option, and you'll be able to create a stroke outside that. Let's create a stroke, and let's choose some let's choose a bright color, and let's increase the size of the stroke. Okay, I made a mistake. I selected the text tool, so I'm going to select this arrow tool and then change the stroke color and make it a little bit bold. So you can see, you can change the strokes, add strokes, change the colors as you like to make your designs more interesting. And this is you can still edit the text. Remember, you can still edit the text, and you are not limited to just this text. So that was all for now, and hopefully you have found this video to be helpful, and if so, make sure that you like the video, and don't forget to press that subscribe button so that you can be notified about my future videos as well. And once again, thanks a lot for watching.